Now we're going to see rules for integers. So, look at this problem. Is this an addition or a subtraction? Well, I've seen through the years that some of my students look at this sign in the middle and they would say, oh, this is an addition. But then if I write this same problem but the other way around, these are exactly the same numbers, but I'm writing them the other way around. Then what is this, an addition or a subtraction? If you look at the sign at the middle, now it's a subtraction. So what is it at the very end? That will depend on the rule for integers. For addition and subtraction, which is what we're going to see right now. Here are the rules for integers. But these rules are only for addition and for subtraction problems. For multiplication and division, we're going to see those next. Okay, the rules for integers. When I say integers, I mean positive and negative numbers. For addition and subtraction, you need to look at the signs of each number. So, here are the signs. If signs are the same, meaning all the signs are positive or all the signs are negative, the rule says you need to add and keep this sign. That's what you're going to do when you have same signs, all positive or all negative. So let's see this first example. 7 plus 3, this is an addition that we have seen since first grade, but let's see if this follows the rule. If I don't see any sign in front of the 7, it's because this is a positive, right? So I have two positive numbers here, so it's same sign, both positive, so I need to add and keep the sign. So I add 7 and 3, I get 10, and keep the sign, which is a positive. I don't need to write that positive. Okay, let's see this an example. Example number 2, when my two numbers are negative numbers. Again, same sign, negative and negative, you need to add and keep the sign. So if I add 10 and 2, I get 12, and I keep the sign is negative. So my answer is negative 12. Well, what happens if my numbers have different signs? Positive, negative, negative, positive, whatever, but different. Then what you need to do is to subtract and keep the sign of the higher number. So, example number 1, as you can see, you have different signs here, right? Different signs. So, different signs, you're going to subtract. So, the difference between 5 and 3 is 2. And you're going to keep the sign of the higher number, which is this one, right? So the answer would be negative 2. Let's see this next example. Example number 2. A positive and a negative, so different signs. So that means I need to subtract. If I subtract 7 and 10, the difference between 7 and 10 is 3. And then keep the sign of the higher number. The sign of the higher number is this negative here. So my answer is negative 3. Last problem, number 3. Again, I have a negative and a positive, different signs. So I'm going to subtract. The difference between 8 and 4 is 4. And I'm going to keep the sign of the higher number, which is this negative here. So my answer would be negative 4. You need to remember these rules in order to be able to do problems with integers, meaning adding or subtracting positive and negative numbers. Well, now let's see the rules for integer, but this time when your problem is a multiplication or a division. So if your problem is a multiplication or a division, these are the rules. If signs are the same, meaning both positive or both negative, your answer will be a positive sign. So 3 times 7 in problem number 1, both positive, right? Well, we all know that's positive 21, but I want to show you that it does follow the rule, 21. Next problem, it's negative 5 times negative 2, both negative. So if both are negative, your answer is positive. Or we also say a negative times a negative is a positive. So 5 times 2 is 10. And a negative times a negative is a positive. I don't need to write that positive. Let's see a division. Negative 10 divided by negative 5. Well, 10 divided by 5, that is 2. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Or same sign, positive. Okay, what happens if the signs are different? One is positive and the other one is negative. The rule says if signs are different, your answer will always be a negative number. Okay? So, as you can see in all of these examples that I have here, one number is negative, the other one is positive. Positive and negative. Negative and positive. They all have different signs. So 10 times 2 is 20, and a negative times a positive is a negative. 5 times 3 is 15, and a positive times a negative is a negative. 4 times 8 is 32, and a positive times a negative, it's a negative. Same for division. If I have 25 divided by negative 5, this would be 25 divided by 5, that's 5, right? And a positive divided by a negative, different signs, my answer is negative. Or we just say a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So my answer would be negative 5. Well, these are the rules for addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. So first decision that you need to make when doing the problem is first if you are in front of a multiplication, division, or an addition or subtraction. Depending on that is the set of rules that you're going to use. You need to learn these rules because it will be very, very helpful to be able to do all of your problems if you know the rules. I hope you like this video. Bye.